This is the Wait For It podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wait For It podcast. I'm your co-host, Phil Barrera, aka Phil the Filipino.
And I'm your other co-host, Mr. Eric Almighty, and we are back with another episode of What Did I Miss? Did you guys miss us? It's been a minute. We have some changes here happening over the summer for the podcast, but some things never change. And What Did I Miss, Phil, is one of those things, but we had to bring things back to normal, so we brought two amazing people on who may or may not be recording podcasts right now.
An asterisk will be next to this episode. Will this episode even see the light of day? All I know is that facial hair wise, I'm feeling very inferior and left out. As far as hair, we're all pretty even, except for one of the guests who is just covered all around. Let's see, one of them doesn't have glasses, so like there's just no uniformity for this episode whatsoever. I'm actually pretty upset with how this went. But no, Eric, as you mentioned, summer has been incredibly busy for us. We're recording this right before the weekend of Bold Missouri, which is going to be amazing. We're so excited. But we wanted to make sure that we're continuing to at least keep What Did I Miss up, because there's just so damn much going on in the world of entertainment, and we wanted to talk about it. So, as you mentioned, Eric, we have two returning guests, two great friends. Very, very happy to see them. Also, two people that just met tonight. We love bringing new people together and seeing how they gel. And I think this is going to be really, really fun. So let's bring in our first guest. It's been a little bit since he has been on. Eli from Super Bracket Bros. Eli, Super Bracket Bros Cinematic Universe. We are so happy to see you. How are you doing tonight? And thank you for being here.
It's so good to be back. I'm a bit rusty. I haven't recorded in a little while, so hopefully I get back in the swing of things. But I'm so excited. When you asked me to come on, I was so excited because I just love, shooting the shit with you guys, and it's going to be fun to talk about all the stuff that I completely forgot about in this wonderful month of June. So excited to be here.
Yeah, we're actually just going to talk about the Sheep Detectives for 90 minutes. So
for sure.
Corey, you should probably watch it while we're discussing. Let's just do a live watch now. Commentary.
No, I mean, what did I miss? I missed my 8th viewing of Sheep Detectives.
Which was tonight.
Yeah.
I had to cancel.
Because of you guys.
Well, it's so great to see you, bud, and excited to have you here tonight. And our other friend, again, we're recording this right before Bold Missouri, so let's just talk to our future self. Corey, it was great seeing you this weekend. We had a great time. I can't believe that Johnny Young Bosch and Mei Hong took us all out for dinner, and we had a great time with all of them. Man, what a weekend it was. Corey,
that was great. Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with that. May really appreciated that gift you brought her and didn't think it was creepy at all.
Okay, well, now out of context, some people might not know what the gift is.
Well, they gotta be patrons.
Yeah, you gotta fork up $5 to find out what the gift is.
Yeah, or check her Instagram and see if she posted it.
Listen, we'll see. We will see. So, but Corey, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here tonight. And how are you doing?
No, I am doing well. It's always good to be back. I was glad to get the request, obviously being the night before the convention. I was like, man, is this going to be too much? Should I do this? And I was like, yes to both. It is going to be too much, and I am going to do this.
Listen, we can prepare all we want. Nothing fully gets us ready for the weekend ahead when it comes to a convention. But
exactly.
We know it's going to be a ton of fun. We always, of course, get to see our little group of friends that we get to hang out with and don't get to see all the time. So very, very excited. So, thank you as well for being here. Eric, again, what did I miss? For those of you, maybe this is the first episode of the Wait For It podcast you've ever listened to. This is an opportunity for us to talk about any pop culture stories you may have missed in the previous month. Of course, since we're recording this on the evening of June 25th, something crazy is going to happen within the next 6 days, but we'll do our best to cover everything from the month of June. So very, very excited. And then we'll play a fun little game at the end. Eric, anything else we need to go over with our audience before we get over to, of course, your most important role here?
No, and if you're on the video side of things over on YouTube, you're going to get to visually see a lot of this. You'll be sticking around with us, but you may want to consider hopping over to that video version when we get to the game at the end of this episode. But no, Phil, I think we are good to go. We're all very rusty, right? But some things you really don't have to prepare for, like what you're seeing here. We've got 4 racers, 4 horses, and we're gonna count down 3, 2, 1, race those horses. So we'll do I'll do a 3, 2, 1, And then after that, you guys will do race those horses along with me in that same cadence. The rust might appear. I'm hoping, if we don't only do this once, wink, we'll get better as we go. Wink. So if you guys are ready, feel free to unmute.
I'm so ready.
I'm going to count down. 3, 2, 1.
Race those horses!
All right.
I put so much fucking money on this. Oh my god, I'm already last. It's over.
Oh god.
Oh no.
No, again, let's go. No. Oh.
What was that? I like slingshotted.
That was
Can we just
crazy.
point out for once, it's maybe just me thinking about it every time, that after winning, the winning jockey just starts jerking it like that. He's just every time just goes fucking nuts.
Furiously.
Celebration, man.
Like, come on, like, God, take it easy, dude. Like, oh boy. Well, anyway, Eli, you're returning for the first time in a while. It gets to you first. What did we miss in the month of June?
So, man, I don't know if you guys had this experience where you learn about a piece of media and you're like, well, this seems really neat. This seems pretty low-key, kind of undiscovered. I'm interested in checking this out. And then you learn more about it and you're like, wait, this is the most popular thing in the world right now and I just live under a rock. That was my experience with the Amazing Digital Circus. I completely, totally missed me. Like, I may have seen pictures of the characters on Reddit or on other social media feeds, and it never occurred to me to like look at it. And then as I'm reading about, oh, the finale is in theaters and it's breaking box office records, and I'm just like, what is this? And so I jumped on, I went to YouTube. I went to YouTube and I binged the whole series. It's very short. There's only the 9 episodes that came out. And man, what a wonderful experience that was. Like, it's such an amazing feat of animation that I am so happy to have dived into, being so new. Just again, I was just like so crazy I didn't even pick it up at all, because it's like the first episode has like 500 million views on YouTube and I'm like, how have I not heard of this? and thankfully I had the experience of binging it all at once, because I didn't realize episodes came out months or years like in between, which was very cool. I did not see it in theaters. I figured I'm not gonna jump in at the very end. so I got on board super late to the party, but it was so cool getting to experience the Amazing Digital Circus and its fandom. Just really, I'm just so floored I missed this completely.
Yeah, I've been seeing this a ton on social media. I have never watched it myself. Eric, I believe there's someone in your household that's a big Amazing Digital Circus fan, correct? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, and we saw it in theaters, so we have seen it. I think now it's officially on YouTube, or it is out now for people to be able to enjoy at home. But yeah, it was a surreal experience to kind of follow along the online journey. Then there was a deal with Netflix, so you were seeing a little bit more exposure, a lot more exposure depending on where you're at. But yeah, they decided to release the last act, which was essentially the second to last episode that had been out, combined with the new episode. And that essentially made like a feature-length movie. And Phil, we've talked about this with anime a lot. I don't always love when they do that for like anime, when it comes to like, let's show the finale of this season and the first episode of this season, because the first episode's setting up a lot. It's not very exciting. To do a finale like this in theaters, I think is huge. I would have loved, in the anime sense, I say it all the time, I really wish Attack on Titan saw this potential and did that on its initial run. They obviously have brought it back to theaters after the fact, but I think there's something special about a finale for something like this being done in the theaters. Now, I don't exactly always agree with that, because Stranger Things being in theaters, I didn't really love that. I didn't love that concept, right? So I think it's give and take on the audience. As far as the audience, they showed up in droves. I mean, people definitely came to support this movie. The reception to the last act might be a different topic. I personally really enjoyed it. The person in my household very much enjoyed it. He is the target audience to a point for this. And yeah, I'm really glad, Eli, you got to see it. It's something that I think that it's one of those pop culture things that I think like Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss and a couple of these other series have really started to ingrain themselves in. And it's nice to be able to bring it up with other people because it is still kind of niche. Like, it's kind of something that is really relevant, but also not enough people have seen.
Yeah, and I was like watching this, and the whole time I was like, this is so excellently made. Like, it's so, let me first that again. It's so like well done, and it's just a feat of animation like mastery. But the whole time I was wondering, why did this catch fire so much with audiences? And I think because it's like it came out 3 years post COVID, and the show is about people trapped in this eternal digital like limbo basically, and they can never escape from it. And I can't help but feel people gravitated towards that as just a release for that time of the pandemic, and as like a kind of this introspection of emotions, because the show is goofy and absurd and hilarious, but my god, when they get deep, it is uncomfortably real. Like, seeing these cartoon characters like this goofy purple rabbit in red overalls getting way too real. I like needed to pause at some points of the episode because I was like, whoa. But I think that's what's so great about it. It's this perfect mix of silly, absurd humor and really genuine emotion, and throw in some psychological horror in there. What really tipped me off when I watched the first couple episodes reading about it, it was inspired by the short story, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. And it's like, this makes 100% sense. Like, I saw the creator, she said that unlike that short story where the malevolent software program is doing it because it hates, Kane from Amazing Digital Circus is doing it because he's just a goofy guy, which is an amazing energy to bring.
Man, I guess I'm going to have to check this out. Corey, what is your experience with or knowledge of the Amazing Digital Circus? I'm sure you recognize the artwork since we're at conventions all of the time. So yeah, what's your familiarity with this project?
Yeah, so I was not aware of like the words The Amazing Digital Circus until a couple of months ago, and the two people who mentioned it are both older than me. Like, they're both in their 40s, and I was like, okay, whatever, and I look it up, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why are you watching this? This is a kid's thing. But I do vaguely remember the art. But then I was at the theater on release weekend seeing another movie, and it was wild seeing the diversity in ages. Like, obviously, mostly children. Children, preteens, early teens. But then you would just have whole full-grown adults that do not have any children. Clearly, like, they're just walking out, not talking to kids, walking to their car by themselves, and it's like, really? Like, okay, so there's something about this. It's interesting that Eli brings this up, because it's like, okay, I think this is my marker that now I should check this out. This is my third time of someone bringing, third interaction with it. It's like, okay, and it's so wild to hear it. But I did not know that it was based on I Have No Mouth, but I Must Scream. But yeah, hearing your review, because the other friends, terrible reviewers, they said nothing that sold me on it. So I was like, yeah, okay, cool, you watch it, that's great, I'm not going to. But no, this definitely sounds very much up my alley.
Yeah, and I think Eli was bringing up, wondering what really made this pop off, and timing definitely has something to do with it. I think it just, from both character designs and the way that the characters are built up in their personalities and the way that they kind of work off of each other, that has been a real pleasure to watch. And I think it's not necessarily something that you're always looking to make something iconic, but you want to make something stick in your memory when you watch like a particular type of IP. And it's something about the way these characters interact within this world that I thought was really interesting. And the thing is, when you look at the characters, Corey, I don't blame you. Like, you would think this is like a PG show. No, it's very much PG-13. Like, it's very much, there is some disturbing visuals. There is language and profanity in it. They do bleep it for comedic effect until they don't. But that is something that, again, is very present in the show. And you wouldn't just think that based off of looking at it. My one word of caution will be, like any show that's kind of a mystery, like, why are all these characters in this digital world? What's going on? There seems to be more to the story. Once you uncover the layers of the mystery, like any show, it's going to very much hinge on whether or not you like the direction they went or you didn't, right? And I think that just is the word of caution you could do with literally any show under the sun. This one is no different. But I think even if you don't like what that twist is, the journey itself is something worth being a part of, at least for the conversation, because a lot of people in a lot of different age groups, as you mentioned, they adore this show.
And the last thing I would say that I really loved getting into this was discovering the animation studio that made it, Glitch Productions, fully independent. They're in Australia. They don't have any major studio backing. They're just doing their own thing through crowdfunding and Kickstarter and things like that. So knowing there's such great quality of animation and it being achieved through just artists being artists, I think that's really cool. I loved in the final episode at the credits, it's a little line in the credits that say everything was done by humans. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but I just love that little mention because, that's the era we live in. It's just like art is being commodified to a point, and seeing such a success story from an independent studio, like not only from viewership, but also the box office. Like, I think the last act got about $25 million in their opening weekend, which is a stellar for fully independent project. And yes, an idea, just a weird, just bizarre animation done so well, succeeding, just warms my heart. And also I love following Glitch now and seeing all their other projects they're starting. They have numerous pilots. One of their pilots, Knights of Guinevere, made by Dana Terrace, who did Owl House, that just got greenlit for a whole season. So it's so great seeing just that, like, genuine talented independent artists thriving is just such a nice thing to hear in this day and age.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that we've learned. You can lump this in as well. Here's the thing we've learned from Obsession. What we've learned from the Backrooms is these creators are going to find audiences. Audiences are going to support them. Sure, the internet has, of course, brought to light, brought forward and made some of the wrong people famous, but it will find those talented people because of the exposure. So. Yeah, that's really great. Corey, I guess you and I are going to have a watch party and check this out or something. So we're going to have to check out the Amazing Digital Circus.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Before or after karaoke.
Or during.
Or during, yeah, sure.
All right, awesome. Well, great start there, Eli. Eric, let's get back to it here. I just learned something very interesting. After every single race, I always go back to the screen where I have to type names in. Apparently, there was an option to race again and remove the winner. So that would have been nice to know this entire time.
Cool. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now
there are some times where those inner thoughts can stay inner. They can stay inside. You don't have to.
I like
to bring
everyone
them out
to experience my process. So.
Yep. That's. You guys have seen his process firsthand, guys. we work here. Three
professionals.
3 are left. We have Corey, we have me, we have Phil. We are now going to find out who's going to go next. I'm going to count down, and then we're all going to say, race those horses. 3, 2, 1,
race
those
horses.
All right, I put another large sum of money on this, so I'm very.
All right. I am in front. Nope,
I know, and I blew everything on this.
Nope. Who's gonna get it? Oh, it's Eric. Yeah.
Let's go.
Here's the race again option that I was talking about. Remove winner from next race.
So crazy. It's like in your face, dude.
I don't even hit it. It's just
it's a giant blinking ad.
All right, Eric's jockey is jerking away, and it's his turn to let us know what we missed.
Yeah.
He's jocking off.
He's jocking off.
He's
jocking it.
Yeah.
That's the podcast, everybody.
Yeah. So I've got 2 potential stories. I figured they're 2 of maybe the biggest stories. One of them is a little bit lighter in scale. Phil, I just want to ask before I pick mine. Is yours gaming related? Probably, right? Because this is a big gaming month.
Both of them are.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to the world of movies on this one because there's so much that happened in June in the gaming world, and I feel like we're really going to get into it. I would like to talk about the Shrek 5 trailer and all of the discourse around that. That trailer has come out. we have seen a lot of discourse about the animation style. And bringing back some of these franchises, when you bring back a live action, the actors get a little bit older, right? They have a new setting. You know what they love doing? They love bringing actors and saying, here they have a family. Let's follow the journey of the kids. Nobody bats an eye. But we're kind of doing that with Shrek. And if you saw the trailer, they are very much going in the direction of like Puss in Boots with some updated animation. The problem is, a lot of people are upset at the animation style because there's something special about the classic jankiness of that original Shrek animation. Like, even back then, animation was way better than what Shrek gave us. And there was something charming about that. Now, it's kind of got this glossy feeling. A lot of people are upset about it. If you didn't watch the trailer, along with Donkey, the crew is visiting a new kingdom called Further, Further Away. And they haven't really given us a lot more other than, you know, Zendaya's going to be in it, Shrek and the family, the kids are going to be older. There's going to be a whole different dynamic on that front. A lot of things are kept in wraps about the story, which has left everybody to complain about the way the movie looks. So I want to open up that conversation because with more stuff coming to the forefront, and now in the animation space, we're not afraid to bring back movies after decades, right? I'm curious what we think about changing the overall look to meet the modern animation style. Phil, we've talked about Shrek 5 in anticipation for this trailer. What are your fresh thoughts now that the trailer has come out and some of this discourse is happening?
Yeah, well, I mean, first off, like the other discourse that I saw is that maybe people online had like guessed the plot of the film as well, and who knows, I mean, that's probably just like a fun internet theory, but I wouldn't be super surprised, especially with the addition, well, maybe not the addition, but more of a focus on the two sons being in the trailer as well. It'll be really interesting. Eric, let's keep an eye on this because people were pointing this out on Twitter. Let's see if those two characters are actually in frame with the rest of the family ever in the movie, or if they're just like off to the side in their own two scenes. I think that'll be fascinating to watch. But yeah, like there is just a really great, like beautiful charm to the original Shrek movies. The anime style of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Take a Shot was, you know, it's gorgeous. That movie looks fantastic, but that's not what we want from Shrek. We want it to be like a little gritty, like more representative of the character and, you know, the times too. Like the early 2000s was so special for the Shrek franchise, and it just looks too shiny. It looks too clean. Am I going to be there opening weekend? Sure, absolutely. Mostly because I want Perrito to show up from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, but I will support the film week one, opening weekend. So yeah, we'll see. I'm also just kind of concerned they're going to try and make this like a little bit. They're going to like try to be a little bit too quirky and funny and up with the times, and like, no, that's not what we want. Yes, it has to have pop culture references, but like don't try too hard. It's an interesting line that they have to balance here, and you know, all this time later.
Yeah, and for you and me, it's going to be tough to not compare to Puss in Boots, which is an all-timer for us, right? Like, it's not just we enjoyed the movie. Like, that movie is genuinely one of the best movies we've ever seen in our lives. So that's a problem, right? We've got something to compare it to like that. But like, even with the news that also came out this month that a spin-off in the Shrek universe based on the Donkey character is going to be coming to theaters in 2028. Like, what is that movie gonna look like? And I feel like with Shrek and now Donkey, I don't know, man. Like, it's just weird that the same, like, studio under that DreamWorks umbrella, that they're gonna possibly make something that feels like nostalgia bait. When again, like a Puss in Boots brought a whole new spin on the fairy tale critique or commentary of the fairy tale genre. And it brought something just really interesting and a little bit different and a little bit more dynamic. What does a Puss in Boots look like if he doesn't look the way he does now in a movie? Maybe that's justification to why they updated the animation. But I think to your point, Phil, they could have updated it, but to a point. Like, it doesn't have to look so glossy, so polished. And I think, again, it kills some of the charm. Eli, what is your experience with Shrek? I'm pretty sure we're all at least knowledgeable, if not fans, of Shrek. So what is your news if you've seen the trailer or reacting to this news about how we're feeling about it?
Yeah, I've always been a big Shrek kid. Shrek is still the original Shrek's one of my favorite movies. And I've always enjoyed Shrek content. as you were talking, I pulled up the trailer on my other monitor to see, just to get reacclimated to the animation. I think it looks good. Like, I might be in the minority. You guys are talking about a certain charm, but I don't remember people having a similar reaction to like Toy Story 3 coming out, because those models were also like updated and was very like much glossier than Toy Story 1 and 2. I know Shrek has formed a life of its own online, and I wonder how much of that has influenced people's opinions. But watching the trailer, I'm excited for it. I think it's fun. I think it looks good. I'm excited, especially after we're going to talk it to death, but Puss in Boots. I'm very interested in going back to this world with a new perspective, and I think a new animation style, new character designs might help emphasize that this is kind of a different era. Donkey movie, I'm not as excited for. I didn't know that was happening. Anytime you throw the comedic character and give them a main piece of media, I don't think that's ever been super successful. But as for Shrek 5, I am very interested. I after you said, like, see how much the brothers are in the movie, though, I'm very curious about that, too. I'm coming in with hope for the best, expect mid, I think is my idea of going in.
No, I agree with you. I think people, the reason I brought up this story is because I do think people are being, like, extremely vocal about it. I do agree that, like, again, I think there is some charm to the old animation. And I agree that the current animation, like, I just don't vibe with it as much. But I think some people are going like way overboard. Like, I am willing to give them a chance and to see what they have to offer. Corey, is that something you're willing to do? What is your relationship to Shrek? Do you care about any of this? That's the real question.
So I've seen 1 through 3. I never ended up going to see 4, though I had nothing against it. I just didn't, came out at a different time of my life. But with this coming out, I feel like I should revisit the franchise because I have only seen any of the movies once. And I do agree, I did the same thing where I watched the trailer as you brought it up because I did not hear an announcement about this. And I agree, like, it is technically better visually, but when they show like side-by-side images of the characters, they don't look better. They are technically better, but Phil, I think, was the one who mentioned that Shrek was not good for its time. Animation was better back then, and even when you look at, comparing, say, 1 and 3 is only marginally better than 1. Like, they got their colors down, but the shapes are still kind of wrong. And in this one, everything does look a little too pristine. I am not a fan of the donkey redesign. It doesn't feel like he has been aged. I wouldn't say that necessarily any of them have been aged. Shrek has maybe a few more wrinkles, but they have very much changed. They gave him a very wide human nose instead of a Shrek nose. There is something more human about him that is actually kind of more disturbing than the original design. But yeah, definitely not digging this donkey redesign because it's just not Donkey. He almost looks younger. Like, everyone else is getting older, and Donkey kind of looks younger. I'll still check it out after I watch the 4th movie to be caught up with everything. But yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes, because who could have ever imagined that of all fucking films to have a franchise, Shrek, one of the dumbest movies you ever saw as a kid.
How much you want to bet Eddie Murphy had something to do with that redesign, knowing he was gonna, get his own film?
Probably, very likely.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, you say
likely.
that, Corey, but there's 6 Ice Age movies.
Oh, true. Yeah. They
Ice
just
Age
like
is a crazy one.
go under the radar, man. I didn't realize there were 6 of them.
Yeah, I think the 6th one is about to come out next year. There's also 4 Croods movies, I think. I'm pretty sure. So
Oh my
the first
god.
Croods, excellent.
It's so good.
Everything
Yeah,
after
more
that,
than that.
Not
Guys,
so sure.
Yeah.
we are animation is just we're missing out. Like, we're living under a rock with all these. How many sequels?
Yeah.
What is this mega franchise animation? What?
We're also not 15 anymore, so
Very true.
yeah. Walking out of Toy Story 5 was very similar for me. So that came out this month. Obviously, probably going to make $1 billion. There's a whole conversation on Disney and these sequels that could be happening. Like, again, they're very, very, very much running into the live action well and the sequel well right now. But for Toy Story 5, like, the parts I didn't like the most were definitely the parts that were geared towards kids. Like that was, I could feel that. I could feel like, okay, this doesn't further progress the plot. This is here to sell toys. This is here to evoke a emotion from a child of like, that's so funny. That's so cool. But speaking of Toy Story, Eli brought up a great comparison of 1 to 3 and like the jump between the animation. Because the first Toy Story, if you go back and look at it, also kind of janky, but like in a classic way. I think what they had with it is that they kind of move in like waves. So like as the style at Disney and Pixar changed, we all just kind of accepted it. And I was kind of hoping the same thing would happen here. DreamWorks has been in its bag. Phil, we bring it up, take a shot there. We bring it up every time talking about DreamWorks and other studios really testing the waters of like, who is the best animation studio out there? I thought I'd feel the same, but again, just looking at Shrek, it was just one of those things. It was like, I don't know. It's just not landing for me. But Phil, that was my story for the month. Big discourse happening in pop culture. I figured it would fit here.
Can I just add? I watched the trailer again, just skimming, and yeah, I really didn't need the gingerbread man twerking that.
The gingerbread man cheeks.
I just assumed you liked it. I was going to call it out. Yeah, I was going to be like, you were very quiet on that part.
I'm excited for
You're
this
making
movie.
it weird.
Everything I saw the trailer, big addendum to that. I think I purged it from my memory the minute.
By bringing it up, you've made it weird.
Damn it, Shrek.
Somebody who enjoyed that would say exactly what you just said. So now you outed yourself. It's
Hey
over.
guys, I just to let you know,
Just let you know.
did not like the
I
gingerbread man
the
twerking.
Guys. I just want
He
everyone
like pulls up with a bag of gumdrops. And it's like, nah, guys, I'm not a fan.
Guys, I just want to
Okay, now left.
I don't like that big dump truck.
Really hate that fat ass he's got.
Someone whose dad is Santa Claus doesn't like gingerbread.
Dumb drum ass.
Yeah, that's a little suspect. But you know what's not suspect is this race, because it's totally not
more
rigged.
horses.
It's Phil, it's Corey, it's anybody's game, and we're gonna find out in
race.
3, 2, 1.
Race those horses.
All right, we are down to 2. Eric, you know what you should do in the future is you should switch up the cadence and see if people can keep up with that. Guys,
Versus horses.
Corey dominated us from the
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
Suck
never
it, Phil.
in doubt.
Good lord.
That's right. Stroke it, Corey.
Yeah.
Jorkin.
Jork
Think of the gingerbread man. Think of the gingerbread man.
those sweet gumdrops.
All right,
Okay,
Corey, what we
so this one is it's probably the only thing I have that's like genuine news. But as of a couple of days ago, or maybe last week, A24 has invested $75 million in Google's DeepMind AI for like creative. I forget how they phrase it. Regardless, A24 has invested in AI to help with some of its actual creative stuff. Right now, I don't think they have specifically what it is that the intent is, but the people who brought this up to me, they also have a pop culture podcast that they just so happen to love horror, cinema villains. So obviously A24 has been like a big deal in the last couple of years, last good couple of years, as like the go-to studio for horror stuff. And so they brought this up where it's like, yeah, this is kind of, in their opinion, another step down because they've kind of been making less and less great content. And as mentioned earlier, the two things that have just blown everything out of the box office right now are from YouTube creators, Backrooms and Obsession. So we have, you know, A24 throwing $75 million into AI, and then you have these two kids that have been like making videos for like 5 years who are bringing in hundreds of millions off of these insanely low budget films. So I mean, I don't know how it's going to be used. I know there are some places in which AI can be used for like non-destructive purposes. I know some video games use AI to create placeholder art that is not supposed to be used in the final product. I want to say that was an issue. I think it was Larian Studios where people were hating on them for using AI, and they were like, the AI was literally just to do placeholders until we got the actual content made. I am fine with that. Like, I don't necessarily think that you need to hire someone to make junk when you already are paying artists to make good quality content. They're using AI for junk. That's fine. But this investing 75 million is that didn't sound like they're making junk with it. So what are your opinions? What are your thoughts on a movie studio using AI as, part of the creative process now?
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate, especially when it comes to A24. We actually posted about this in the Discord channel, and I had mentioned something about seeing something online about also being backed by Joshua Kushner, who is the brother of Jared Kushner, who's not a popular person, of course. The investment round, it was led by Thrive Capital. So as a which I think they're a multi-billion-dollar company as well. So yeah, it's definitely a bummer, especially when you have the two creators, of course, between when you're talking about Obsession, you're talking about the back rooms, two creators that of course have openly spoken against AI. It's one of those really as kind of repetitive as it sounds, one of those like die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain kind of things. It's really, really disappointing. Again, we have to see what they do with this. Of course, like there are uses for AI, and we have talked about that on this show, Eric. There are genuine uses of AI that can be beneficial, but we don't want it in our creative spaces. And for people who have been cheering and rooting for A24 this entire time as this kind of like grassroots style movie studio, it's kind of turning out that like that's never been the case. I think people are going to go see a film and support it if they wanted to, depending on who is involved. But like this definitely is going to like put a damper on their momentum. I know it's of course a big thing within the A24 Discord. People have been talking about it very heavily over on Twitter as well. And it's just it's a bummer. It's definitely a bummer, especially since there are quite a few A24 films, Eric, that we have pinned this year that we want to go see. Am I still going to go see them? Yeah, probably. But yeah, just a news that she certainly didn't want to hear, and it was a bummer to hear. But we got to see what happens next.
Yeah, I think I have a different reaction to this news. Like, I don't immediately think like, oh, that's crummy, that's shitty. Like, A24 has built a brand where I think it goes against what I think we're worried this news is. So like, if I hear immediately that we're doing a partnership where we have a cast of AI actors, right? Or if we're completely doing generative AI into the movies, that's a huge concern, right? Those are the type of things that when I hear AI, I get really concerned about. For this one, it sounds very much like they're trying to keep a lot of their brand as far as A24 is concerned, as far as making human stories and allowing creativity. They've built a brand on that. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to hone in on how AI can help films. Like, it's gonna get into the film industry, and it already has in a lot of senses. I'm wondering what limits we're going to put on this. I think once we know more of that, I can then make a decision on whether I'm concerned. Because a lot of the things that I was researching on to kind of look this up really quick was, production planning, tools to make productions faster and cheaper, pre-visualization before filming. So like if you're trying to do like a storyboard, those are things that I could see being fine. However, if we start talking about like visual effects assistants, well, word on the street is we don't pay visual effects artists enough already. We don't have enough of them already. Maybe, we don't all want to have to look at a scene and find 6 fingers in our movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of those things I don't want to see. That's definitely the case. So I think the intention here, even though we're dealing with two very big companies, and when you hear Google and AI, I mean, Jesus Christ, what happened to Google, man? I can't do a simple fucking search anymore. I don't even want to get into that tangent, right? So I'm the first person to say, like, I can see the concerns. I think we don't have enough information to come to a full-on conclusion. And what we do know, I know based off of the branding, it seems like this would be a way for A24 to be able to get maybe on the front lines of that type of stuff in film. And for Google, I mean, it's pretty obvious. This is their first big deal into the movie industry. So they're trying to put their grubby hands wherever they can. And I'm sure, you know, they're the big evil corporation in this scenario. A24 is the indie darling. But guess what, guys? Not really. A24 is not the indie darling anymore. It's starting to become a huge studio in itself. So I'm willing to give it a chance based off of its reputation, but I am acknowledging that that reputation is on thin ice, and this doesn't really help.
Yeah, Eli, what do you think? You know, fan of A24 films, or are you a fan of, you know, any A24 films? And yeah, what do you think this means for the future of the studio?
Yeah, my first reactions are, I don't want to say apocalyptic, but it's definitely like a, oh baby, what are you doing? No. Like I love A24 because like you said, it was that indie darling, right? You know, it was like what Marvel slop and A24, like that was the higher quality popular films that were going on. But like you said, Eric, A24 is expanding. They're not the indie darling anymore. Their movies are becoming mainstream. And I think you're right to have a reasonable take of AI's going to be part of the film industry. It doesn't make sense not to prepare for it. The tune of, what was it, 70 million with Google? That seems like, that is not like an experimental price. That's we are integrating this, and it's going to be a big investment, and we got to do whatever we can to make back on that investment. So I worry in that sense of, I mean, everyone I know in you know, white collar corporate America is just so annoyed by how their bosses are forcing them to integrate AI and just not making it any more efficient. So I'm not worried about the quality of the films in A24. I guess I'm more concerned about the overall just status of the studio at large. And I mean, I always assumed A24 was more in tune with pop culture. They always seemed on their social medias and just fan interaction to be like with it. So I have to imagine they would know the negative backlash coming from this deal. And I wonder if they have some PR plan in place for that. But obviously that's not the case, and more it just seems like companies have to get on the AI train, otherwise they're lagging behind. I don't want to be a Luddite and just say, oh, new technology bad, but it's not the most heartening thing to see. Oh boy, we're gonna do AI now. It's just like, oh, come on.
And Eli, to that point, I would say too, like, I think you are right that A24 is self-aware enough to know they were going to get some backlash. So the fact that we didn't get a very clear indicator of what this deal includes, at least that I could quickly find during this conversation, the fact that it's not quickly accessible lets me know it's probably not very specific yet, and there's a lot to be figured out. I think that is telling as well. They should be self-aware enough to know that without that in place, they were going to probably get a little bit of a lashing.
Yeah, just the lack of information from a studio that seems to be fairly transparent with everything is not. Yeah, that's the vibes. That's like, oh, something's going on here.
It's literally like the Akira meme where it's like AI, Google, like, why'd you hit me twice?
Yeah, the article that I pulled from was specifically the response article. The A24 knows you're mad about the Google AI collab. And there's a whole lot of buzzwords and a lot of talking about how cool A24 is. But yeah, there's not a lot of specificity. It's like reading a Screen Rant article. It's like 18 paragraphs of nothing.
Yeah, Screen Rant, that's like, the story's in there somewhere.
Sure, yeah. The last sentence.
Okay, a new A24 movie pitch. MBAs, but they're all zombies. Zombie parasites.
Let them hear that. They're listening. Who owns Riverside, Eric?
You probably don't want to know.
There's a ton of AI in Riverside already, so there's that's already been. So many ideas have been stolen from this podcast, I'm sure. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, we'll have to wait and see what happens. You know, it is unfortunate that we're hearing a little bit too frequently as of late. But yeah, hopefully this doesn't impact the quality of the films that are coming out, and you know, some actors and directors and everybody and other people have already spoken out. So we'll see how it affects them going forward. But Eric, we have one more thing to do here.
We do, and we have to bring it back to the classic. So we've been introducing the horses a lot, but we always end with a spin that wheel. Just a classic what did I miss trope that started it all. We love a good wheel here. Which version of Phil are we going to get? Well, we're going to find out in 3, 2, 1.
Spin
that wheel.
That was very good.
All right, red pill Phil, blue pill Phil, or yellow Phil, Asian Phil.
Okay.
All right, we're going
Sad
blue.
Phil.
Sad is blue sad?
I think so.
All right, which one of these do I want to do? Because they're both pretty obvious. I feel like, yeah, we're gonna go because I can kind of combine two of these together. Let's talk about how much this fucking steam machine costs, shall we? Man, Eric, we covered
Speaking of AI.
Speaking of AI, Eric, we covered the steam machine months ago with optimism coming out the ass. Like, man, this is gonna replace my console. I'm gonna put it right next to my TV and never look back. Well, we've been waiting for the pricing for a very, very long time, and we finally have it. A couple different versions of this thing. $1,049 is the starting price, getting you the 512 gigabyte version of this with no Steam controller. If you want to add the Steam controller, there is a bundle for $1,128, and you'll get the Valve the Steam controller as well. So that'll save you like $20 as opposed to buying it separately on its own. And then there's also the 2 terabyte model, which will only set you back a cool $1,350. For just the Steam machine, once again, no console. If you want to throw no controller, if you want to bundle it with a controller, $1,428. I think it's pretty clear this thing probably was not going to cost this much. Initially, when it was announced, I have seen reports that it may have cost as little, I say, but $750 is certainly a big difference between what we have now. There are already videos on social media of people building much stronger machines for the exact same amount, which I'm sure is something that Steam did not want. I saw a video, guys, of it struggling to run Forza Horizon 6, which isn't great. But then the person being like, but watch it run Batman Arkham Knight from 10 years ago really well. So, I'm sure this did not go the way that Steam wanted it. And, that is just a kind of an indicator of where we are when it comes to gaming. Unfortunately, a lot of people are being priced out of gaming. In a similar story, Eric, the price of Xbox consoles are rising here in the month of June. The Series S 1 terabyte model is going up. All the models are going up $150. So if you haven't bought an Xbox console and are thinking about it, definitely do that soon with, of course, GTA coming up and then Fable next year. A lot of reasons to actually own an Xbox right now, which wasn't the case a few months ago. So gaming's getting more expensive, but of course this primary story here is about the Steam machine, and I definitely think it's a bummer. I think there was certainly a lot of promise here and potential, but I'm just very interested to see if maybe they're just throwing this thing out there, and because it wasn't going to get any better in terms of the prices and getting the parts for it, so it is what it is at this point. Corey, I'll throw it to you first. What was your initial reaction to seeing the pricing of this, and is there any universe in which you would buy one of these?
So I would just on the positive end. Let's just start this on the positive end. It's $1,049, but for the low price of $129.95. On top of that, you can get the companion cube case from D-Brand. So just think about that.
A text message about that in the morning.
Just think about that. It's sold out, but just think about it. When they announced it, because obviously I think everyone saw the writing on the wall that they announced it, and then it was like the next week everything started going up in price. My thought was maybe this is going to be like a $700 to $800 console, and a lot of the people that I watch online were predicting maybe like an $800 to $900 console. So I don't think anyone has been surprised more so than just disappointed in the way things have gone. No one wanted it to be this much. Dave 2D reviewed it, and he said that it will run like anything at 1080. That's what it is made for. 1080, 60 frames per second. And it does it well. It's when you go up to 4K that things start struggling, and then depending on the game, depends on if it can sustain it. Of course, because it's the Steam ecosystem, while someone may be able to build a better PC for roughly the same price, they will not have the ease of like just firing it up and going into it. And apparently it works very well if you have the Steam Deck, where you can just pause the game on the deck and then hop over to the Steam machine. It has a ton of great features. I will give its positives where they are due. I don't think Valve had any decision in this price. It was, again, from the time it was announced, this was always going to suck. So to answer your question, no, there's no time soon that I'm gonna do something like this. I was hyped because I was like, hell yeah, like I could get, my own like secondary tiny thing, maybe stick it up against the TV, for fun stuff. But at this price range, I am very far out of that. I don't even want to buy like a PS5 or anything right now, because it's just, yeah, that's too far out. It's gonna price people out. Someone will buy it, but not me.
Yeah, the hardest of hardcore fans will support this no matter what. You talk about the Steam OS, which people are able to get now if they want to. So I think that's going to lead to maybe more people building their own and going that route, which maybe is a good thing. Maybe introduce more people into PC gaming another way. I think they were definitely hoping that this was going to be kind of like that bridge for a lot of those console players. But at this point, like especially if it's going to struggle, like if we're talking about the biggest release of the decade coming out in GTA 6, if the Steam machine is going to struggle running GTA 6 on my OLED TV, then I'm just going to get a PS5 Pro. Like if we're going to spend that kind of money, I'm going to spend that elsewhere and continue on the ecosystem that I'm familiar with, whether it be Xbox Series X or the PS5, no matter, whatever that may be. So yeah, Eric, go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, so I will say one other point that Dave 2D did make, and that is the most valid of any point I think anyone can ever give. It's that the Steam machine will work, and it will act as a full-fledged computer. So think about it in this context, for only $1,049, you have something that will work. And it might not do 4K, it might not do 4K 120, but you do not have to build anything. It's just like having a console. You don't have to build anything, except this console can act as a computer as well. So I think that is the positive end. If you suffer from building a PC or don't have friends to help you out with something like that, if you just do not care and you're like, I just want to play freaking games and have a computer, done. It's cheap in those regards.
Yeah, and then that's a good point, because it is more multi-purpose than a PS5 or an Xbox in that sense. So Eric, obviously you're very integrated with the Steam community, or like the Steam interface now, of course, with your Steam Deck. That you love that thing. You got it at a great time as well. We're talking about price increases. So yeah, initial reactions to this Steam machine, because I think overall I think we're all just kind of bummed that this pricing came out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're poor, this is a really bad time for that. Like it's really not a good time, because I hate to tell you this, but their wait lists are up for the Steam machine. So people are buying these things. You know what I mean? I am also on the wait list for the Steam controller. I was really hoping to have that just in general, but that's like a 2027 probably wait list now. So I mean, the demand is out there. As someone who has the Steam Deck, and now the Steam Deck, even like the highest Steam Deck costs like $1,000. That's the price point. That's the world that we're living in. That's the that's the price of all of us looking up ChatGPT every second, or some of us having full-fledged conversations and, God forbid, relationships with Gemini. Those are the things. That's a real person, by the way. I don't want to talk about it. So those are the things you've got to be mindful of that we're sacrificing. We're now feeling that in the technology space. I think the thing people aren't bringing up is the fact that, yeah, you could get a PlayStation, but then you have to pay monthly for online service. Then you have to buy all of your games, and you can't play any of the old ones. You get your Steam library. If you have been building that thing up, if you're like any of us that are on Steam, you have games to play, buddy. You have games to play, friend. You definitely do. So you can't play Forza at the highest settings. Okay, then enjoy your Xbox, enjoy your PlayStation. News alert, Xbox raising the prices on the Xbox consoles. So Xbox has been getting a lot of good press recently But starting in August, those are going to go up too. So I think this is more of a sign of the environment of technology and the prices around all of that versus the actual quality of the console. People are focusing so much on the price. If you told me I could just play my Steam library, which is just full of fucking roguelike games that are like 10 gigabytes or less of, of space. Like, if you just told me I could bring Slay the Spire to my living room comfortably, I'm fucking down, dude. Whatever price point you want me to do. 800 would have been a sweet number to hit. But like, realistically, I think I'm more irritated that the Steam controller isn't just included in the initial bundle. That's the part that I think just annoys me more than anything. I just think that's the market, and the market's telling us that people even right now are willing to pay that price. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. That Steam controller looks awesome. It definitely seen quite a few things on social media about that controller. Yeah, so not including it is interesting. But of course, you can connect your your Xbox controller. You can connect your DualShock controller, so it's not like you're without if you go that route. But Eli, what about you? What do you think? What's your relationship with Steam, if any? And did you have any initial reactions when this price came out? And have you been keeping up with the Steam Machine news?
Yeah, I'm about as casual as a gamer as you can get. I was, as Corey mentioned, I was really looking forward to the Steam Machine because I am that guy. I do not want to build a PC. If you held a gun to my head, I do not want to build a PC. So when I heard the Steam Machine, everything's just built in. I'm like, perfect. As soon as mine, like that I'm using right now, goes to crap, I will get that and I will be set. But seeing the price increase, the wait list, like even if I wanted it, I couldn't get it in the timely manner that I want to. It's just like you said, just gaming's getting priced out. And for a very casual gamer like me, I'm just thinking about, well, what's the appeal for all this? Like, I might just go and touch grass at this point because there's no, like, the hobby is just becoming so expensive and so time consuming in a way that I don't feel like I'm getting return on investment and enjoyment on all these, just this rat race for AI components and things. So yeah, no, I think this is the most just feels bad. I think everybody doesn't like this. Valve doesn't like this because they wanted this to be in as many people's living rooms as possible. This was an entry-level console PC that would get people in the Steam ecosystem. Well, now they're priced out. Valve diehards wanted like a more powerful engine because they invest a lot in Valve and they want a better product that they can build. Well, it's cheaper to build a better thing, so they're mad. The casual people, it's too expensive to get with the wait list, so they're mad. It's just that everybody feels mad, like disappointed in this situation, and it's just this drive for AI is full. As soon as that got announced, I just felt, oh, Steam, oh no, like there was nothing they could do about it. I mean, Gabe's got his fleet of super yachts, so I'm not worried about him. Like, he's gonna be fine. But I think for the average gamer, I feel disappointment, and I feel disappointment for me because I wanted to get into this, and that's not likely. I feel sad for all the other gamers that are going to be priced out of this.
Yeah, so, I said this a couple weeks ago in the Discord area, like, take care of that, whatever it is. If you got a gaming PC, if you got a console, take care of that thing, man, because to replace it right now is costing quite a bit, and which is unfortunate. But the thing, it's gonna be sold out. I'm pretty sure in Japan it's already sold out, which isn't surprising whatsoever. So and then like Eric talked about, all those things that are appealing about it, outside of the, if someone isn't necessarily 100% concerned with the specs of it and how it's going to run and or how the games are going to look, then having your entire Steam library, which for some people, as we know, could be hundreds of games at the right there at your fingertips on your TV, your home TV, is definitely very, very appealing. I would still, even at the specs, like, that's something that I don't necessarily care about. If this was something that was more affordable, if it wasn't in the $1,000 range, I'd probably still be trying to get on that wait list now. So we'll see what happens. I'm still, we still expect it to be relatively successful, but the pricing was certainly something we were worried about. There was a lot of discourse about it heading into the reveal. So, but that's everybody's stories. We do take a moment before Eric does our Discord roundup to see if anybody else had any stories they thought about throwing out. It's totally optional, but Corey, I'll throw it to you first. Did you have another story that you thought about discussing here today that you want to mention really quick?
Yeah, there's only two, and they both are very quick, and they both are anime related. So one of my favorite titles is Dorohedoro. The manga ended a long time ago. The anime first release in 2020, and then nothing up until October of last year when they announced season 2 coming out. So we went 5 years, just over 5 years with nothing, and then they're like, by the way, it's gonna happen. I think it was immediately after season 2 released, the creator said you won't have to wait too long for season 3, and it was like a week later that they released the trailer for season 3. Dorohedoro is amazing. It is very difficult to describe because it's not full of itself. There is a plot, and they do really, like, the show very much focuses on the plot, but there's so much. Yes, yeah, basically. Yeah, and but it doesn't take itself seriously. It's a very fun magical world where, like, you don't fully understand the rules. They don't fully understand the rules. Like, the most powerful person in this entire world is a guy who can create mushrooms, and it sounds dumb to say that, but then when you see how the character utilizes that, it's like, oh shit, this guy's like, it's intelligence is what does it. How good are you with the magic that you have? But it's very fun, and I think probably my favorite review of it is Q Hayashida is the creator, and it's like Q Hayashida created an art book, and in order to get that art book out, just put a story to it, and that's how they got the manga. Because the manga is so, like, I would love a tattoo from it, but I have no idea what I get because it is so detailed and so cool that it's like every single thing is worth looking at. The other thing, which is either more or less important depending on how you are, Bleach might finally fucking end. Thank God. I have been hating on Bleach for like more than a decade now, and this is reaching levels of Attack on Titan, where it's like, you know, Attack on Titan, the first part of the final season, and it's like, shut the fuck up and just end it, like, please, for the love of God. So Bleach is like, yeah, we're probably definitely going to end it now. I thought it was done until they advertised 1,000-Year Blood War. Yeah, so, you know, if you like Bleach, that's fine. Tite Kubo's not a very good writer. He's a great character design. It's really solid when Tite Kubo gets with another writer. But God, it is so long and drawn out. So I'm happy that it's over. Then I can talk shit about Bleach in the past, just like I do Naruto.
Two totally different energies for those two anime stories there, Corey.
I think I was more hyped that Bleach is ending.
I think you were, which is crazy. Eli, what about you? Did you have any alternate stories you thought about throwing out here?
Yeah, two quick ones. I kind of fell off the NBA this year. For both locally, because my Milwaukee Bucks were absolutely awful both on the court and off. I got so sick of just everything about that, so I fell off locally. And then nationally, every game I tuned into was just 100 to like 80 blowouts, no trying. It was really bad. So when the Knicks made their finals run, that I kind of rekindled my interest in the NBA. That was such a fun team to follow. I loved watching them play so much. I really fell in love with those guys because they felt like such underdogs. Just their stories and everything. I remember when Jimmy Butler was talking shit about Karl Anthony Towns and dunking on him after practices and stuff, and seeing him get a ring, seeing Jalen Brunson, everybody just dismisses as like he's the top of B tier, you know, but he finally showed up and took over the game and established himself as one of the best in the league. Was great. But man, just the city of New York, I just fell in love with. Watching all the fans just in the street vibing out, everybody loving each other, listening to Mom Donnie's parade speech, I was like, damn, I feel like a New Yorker. Like, goddamn. So that the Knicks winning the championship was a really great story that it made me fall in love with the NBA again after a really bad season. And my second story, I am so sorry. I regret to tell you guys and the audience is listening. I said I would never get into it, but god damn it, I might like Magic the Gathering. I tried so hard not to, but these
Is
sons
this
of
Jay's doing?
Yes, it is. He keeps taking me. Well, a couple weeks ago, I played a game. It was the Secret of Strixhaven release. I was just like, oh, Magic School. That sounds cool. Oh, I'm gonna play this deck with an elephant mage. Like he's this elephant Indiana Jones mage that can bring back the dead to fight. And I'm like, that sounds cool. And I played a commander game, and I was like, I could sense that clicking moment of us like, God damn it, I like this. I didn't want to like this so bad, but
God
I can't
damn
not.
it, Jay! Jay, is this why we're not getting episodes? Is this why we're not getting episodes of the Super Bracket Bros? You bastard!
Listen, I still have no interest in buying the cards. I am not putting money into that pit, but playing online, watching games like you gaming Magic channels, playing stuff, it's just like now that I find the game finally clicks for me, I'm now in that like sphere of culture. It's really cool. But I'm sorry, like I will never buy a card. Like that is just why we talked about
we're gonna have Eli on again in 6 months, Eric, and we'll see if he has purchased cards.
My whole bookcase is just
back
Magic
up,
cards.
it's just cards.
Okay, but let me tell you this: like, if I'm not comfortable shelling out $1,000 for a good PC, I'm not spending $1,000 on cardboard. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, who here would do that, Eric? There's no one here that, that does that.
Crazy to me.
My cardboard isn't visible in the background.
No, like I totally get it, but that's just not me. Like I would spend money on Warhammer figurines.
I'm not
like,
offended
that's cool.
whatsoever.
But yeah, just a little cardboard. I'm just like, holy shit, why is this $600?
Yeah.
Don't worry, you'll get there.
Yeah,
No.
You'll work your way up.
we will see. That's how these.
I
all
have
these
played
conversations
Magic.
start.
I have played Magic twice in my life, both times for about a 3-month period. So I have invested something like $400 or $500 in Magic over the course of like 6 months of playing.
No. Guys,
it's terrible.
I don't.
Next thing
And that's not on single
Eli.
cards. That's buying all the packs.
Eli is going to be biking to a card show next weekend.
Guys, this was supposed to be your moment. I was just like, no, you're not gonna do it, and you're just telling me I'm gonna do it. I'm scared.
No, that's not how magic. That's not how magic works, buddy. That's not how it works.
You came to the wrong place.
That's not how it works.
I thought it was out. I thought they wouldn't get me.
They
But
pulled me back in.
goddamn elephant mages.
That's crazy. Alcoholic, instead of going to an AA meeting, you walked into a fucking a store of drinks. Alcohol store. Come on, man.
Yep. To kind of touch on what you were saying about the Knicks, really cool. Jalen Brunson, of course, drafted by the Mavericks, so I've always been a big fan of his. And yeah, talking about Jimmy Butler, man, listen, between Jimmy Butler, Jeff Teague, Andrew Wiggins, and Karl Anthony Towns, one of those guys ain't got a ring, baby, and it's you, Jimmy Butler. It's you. So I do not want to hear it. So yeah, shout out to the Knicks. It was a really great run. Watched that game 5 at a Buffalo Wild Wings of all places. You know what? Buffalo Wild Wings might be back. That might be my extra story. Is Buffalo Wild Wings might be back, guys. It's the early 2000s. Actually,
Did they have good recipes now?
it was actually the food pretty solid. I was pretty surprised. So
This is a great time to bring up our sponsor.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Come try the new Buffalo Ranch. Now, my other two stories, of course, was like we were maybe going to talk about the GTA pricing. Of course, the standard game is going to be $80. Deluxe edition is $100, and there are quite a few things, including a couple of missions, locked behind that $100 price tag. I'm a shill, and I'm going to buy the $100 edition, maybe even the collector's edition when they announce it. We'll see what happens. It does not come with a physical disc upon launch, which has got people, of course, up in the air. That also happened with Pocopia. I paid for a game code, so that's just where we are going with some of these games. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure they are going to be releasing a physical disc in December, but they're trying to do this to prevent leaks. So whatever, again, it's going to be the highest selling game of all time. I got to put my PTO in now to make sure that I get a few days off. And then my last story, not really a story, but watch Widow's Peak on Widow's Bay on Apple TV now. All 10 episodes are out. They're about 30 minutes long, and you can go watch it all immediately on Apple TV. There's an Apple TV deal on Amazon right now because it's Prime days. You can get 2 months for $6.99. Go watch Widow's Bay. That was it, Eric.
So
Got renewed for season 2. So
No, watch it now.
Red Letter Media, popular YouTube channel, just did their 2026 horror movie roundup, and Widow's Bay was their honorable mention because it is not a movie.
Right.
But they were like, I just gotta say this. Go watch Widow's Bay.
Dude, it's amazing. The performances are incredible. Line up those Emmys right now.
They also described it just like you did, where it's Parks and Rec but horror. They said the exact same thing. So it's like, okay.
And Stephen King. It's incredible, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good. So good. So, yeah. What about you, Eric? You have anything that was on the cutting room floor?
Pretty much anything that I had was either covered or is in the Discord roundup, which I will gladly cover. Now, the first part of this Discord roundup, normally the way that this works is I'll quickly go through the stories. This first one, though, if you need to go a couple sentences just to shout out a couple things, that makes sense because it's like 4 stories in one. But after that, again, I'm just going to go line by line. And if you have something to offer when I call on you, go for it. If not, you can tell me to fuck off. That's actually how this works. So we're going to start off with the biggest set of stories, which is everything from State of Play, Summer Games Fest, Xbox Game Showcase, Nintendo Direct.
Jesus Christ.
All of that. I am not going to spend another hour telling you all of the stuff here, but a couple of the highlights. God of War, we're getting a new one, except it's with a woman. Ew! We also have The Wolf Among Us 2. Sorry.
You really did the mic grabbing thing and somehow took it to another level.
I almost made it through.
You're gonna lose all 3 female listeners.
I almost made it, guys. Damn it. Oh, I've been holding
Eli's
that
on
in
mute,
for...
but we lost him.
I've been holding that in for 30 minutes. I've been holding it in for a while. We got a new God of War. We got The Wolf Among Us 2 was announced. Crazy. We got more information about Fable and Gears of War. We also got Kingdom Hearts 4 being announced and the remake of the Ocarina of Time. All of those shows going on. I can't talk anymore because I can't see because I'm crying. We'll give it to you, Phil. Anything you want to call out from any of the showcases that happened over this past month?
Yeah, I'll just pick 2. Laufey, I cannot wait for that. If you have a problem with that game and Laufey being the main character and Herbie and Faye being the main character, you have a fundamental misunderstanding of Kratos. Then you do not understand any of the games. And Fable is back, baby. We're back to lying in 30-minute videos. Man, none of that stuff's gonna be in the game. I can't wait.
Not at all. Not at all. Corey, any new games that were announced that you were excited about? Have you kept up with any of the news?
I'm excited about Laufey. My favorite thing, and it's one of those that just has to be reminded all of the time. You don't have to play it. No one's making you play the new God of War game. Like, if you think it's trash, just don't play it. Yeah, that's about it. Did Pocopia get DLC? Was that announced?
It got announced. Yeah,
Am I
it's not out
crazy?
yet,
Okay.
but you can buy like a DLC pass right now. There was an update, but no. But the DLC is coming soon.
Yeah, nice. I'll get on that someday. Yeah, that's really about it. Kingdom Hearts 4. There's only 18 games, and we're only on the 4th one. You know?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they're more upset about that than the fact that there's a literal box as a character. But you know, it's fine.
Cube, and it's
sorry.
Jack Quaid.
Well, we do know somebody that will be buying that game day one because of that. Eli, were there any game announcements that happened? I know you said casual gaming, so if not, that's okay. But any games that were mentioned this month that caught your eye as far as the announcements?
I'm frantically looking through the news because I could not remember any of the games that got announced.
There's so many.
There's so many. I am a big Fable 2 fan, and I want to use this platform to say it's still not legal to play Fable on any or buy Fable on any current means, which is ridiculous. So I hope this gives a platform so I can actually play the game legitimately. Fable 2.
Yeah, Fable 2 is goated.
So that's my big announcement. Hopefully Fable 2 gets more popular. retroactively.
It's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to clip that, guys, because I definitely went full streamer there.
I think the funniest part is you kept going. You didn't pause.
I was dead set not to look at you guys, and then I looked for a second, and you were all out of frame. So I was like, "Oh, I think I broke all of them." I broke all of them. So
there was also anger in your eyes. Like
I was like, honestly, I don't want to be dramatic, but I really felt like I was acting. Like that's acting. That
Eric, have you
cinema.
ever looked into voice acting?
Honestly, I've heard it's not very difficult. I've heard it's actually
It's
not
very
that's
easy.
not what
pretty easy. What do you mean? That's if only I knew somebody who gave me the ins and outs of the industry. But guys, we still have a couple more to go through, and then we got a game. So why don't we run through these really quick? Now that I've completely derailed the episode, we pretty much covered everything that was super important in the gaming side. So we're just going to move on to just a couple of quick movie stories. Spider-Man Brand New Day has a rumored runtime of almost 2.5 hours, making it the second longest Spider-Man film ever. A new trailer coming out as well. There might be some thoughts. I notoriously am cautiously pessimistic about this movie going into it, actually. So I hope to be proven wrong going into Brand New Day. Phil, any quick thoughts about Brand New Day? Are you going to go see it? What did you think of the trailer, etc.?
Well, we're going to see it because we're seeing it a little early.
Oh, fuck. We're going to the same theater, huh? Yeah.
We're sitting next to each other. What do you mean?
We're seeing it early. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we're seeing it a couple days
Spoiler
early.
alert.
So we'll see, man. It's a big year for the MCU. So we'll see.
We'll see. Corey, are you checking this out? Any thoughts on the new Spider-Man movie?
I have not watched any trailers or anything. I am aware that it's coming out because that's kind of hard to miss. So yeah, I'll go check it out. I just don't want to potentially ruin anything by watching the trailers, or become cautiously pessimistic by watching the trailers.
Yeah, I would avoid it.
I can be cautiously pessimistic on my own. I don't need trailers.
Yeah, go in blind. Eli, any thoughts there? Are you still sticking around with the MCU, or are you at least checking out Spider-Man?
I've jumped off the MCU train long ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't contribute to this.
Yeah, no, I'm very close. I'll tell you right now, if Brand New Day's not good and I don't enjoy Doomsday, I am going to call it quits officially. I think at that point, I think it's just not for me anymore. I think we enjoy the good times.
Eric,
and
what if
we
they
just call
bring
it.
back Robert Downey Jr. again?
Again? A third time? Well, they might have me.
Somehow, RDJ
Returns. I can't do this, man. I'm watching every great franchise just completely fall by the wayside. There was, speaking of trailers, there was a trailer for The Social Reckoning, which is the upcoming sequel to The Social Network. If you were in our Discord, you definitely knew this news because Phil posted right after I did when it came to this trailer. So, Phil, initial thoughts on that? I never saw The Social Network, always wanted to watch it. The sequel, not exactly excited for it. So I don't know if that makes me watch it.
I didn't know.
No, I've only seen the
know
Andrew
that.
Garfield clip like 3,000 times, though.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, that's a movie that's right up your alley because of the performances. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm not sure why we need this. I'll watch it because of the people that are in it, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Like Mikey
We'll see.
Madison.
Yeah, that's true. Corey, The Social Reckoning, sequel to The Social Network. Any interest at all? Did you watch The Social Network?
No, I did not. I didn't care. I still kind of don't care. I've lived The Social Network. I was on Facebook. I was on Facebook back when you needed a college and a .edu email in order to get on. So,
Oof. Oh, that's
like I've
blast
lived
from
it.
the blast from the fucking past there. Eli, bring us home here. Any thoughts on The Social Reckoning? Do you care at all? Did you watch The Social Network?
No, I actually haven't seen The Social Network, but I'm interested if The Social Network... I just quickly read the blurb, but it's about the more recent controversies, so I think it might be... I'm very interested because shit's wild. I think there's plenty to pull from that, so...
I just want to point out that the title "Social Reckoning" sounds like there should be flames in the logo, but it does not sound like a continuation of the Facebook movie.
It also insinuates that Zuckerberg is going to get his, but we know in reality he hasn't.
Right. He's finally gonna pay for what he's done. No, he's not.
This is a work of fiction.
He's not. No, he's not. We are, guys, getting a couple of sequels. I'll throw these two together, even though they're very distinctly different. Are you excited for another Jump Street movie? Well, 24 Jump Street is apparently in the works with Jonah Hill, Ice Cube, and Channing Tatum. Do we need it? I think we at one point felt like we wanted it. Do we still feel that way? The second movie, I don't think anyone was expecting. However, I'm also not sure how I feel about this one. Universal and Imagine Entertainment is signing on Brian Grazer to be in development for the sequel of the 2000 film The Grinch, starring Jim Carrey. He is coming back after apparently having to go through fucking CIA training or whatever it was to be in the fucking suit the first time around. Can he do it in the ripe old age of his 60s? I don't know. I don't know what that movie even fucking looks like. So Phil, I know you are a big fan of the Jump Street movies, and I know we have a soft spot for The Grinch, but what the fuck in 2026? What are your thoughts?
The 21 Jump Street sequel that I wanted was when they were going to do the Men in Black crossover that we never got. So the ship has sailed on that. And as far as a Grinch sequel, I love Jim Carrey. There's something strange going on with his face these days, but after seeing him as Robotnik for 3 films, you can just chill, buddy. Just rest on your laurels. You had a great career.
Yeah, he was really determined to not make any movies, and then all of a sudden,
that Sonic money speaks, baby.
Yeah, and when you get cloned, it speaks even more. Corey, we've got 24 Jump Street and a sequel to How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Thoughts on either of those?
I forgot there was more than just 21 Jump Street, but 21 Jump Street was one of those where I was very pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed it. So, maybe I'll check those out at some point. I completely forgot about the Grinch sequel because that was earlier this year that was announced, or yes, it was in the ether. A part of me wants to see what he's gonna do, but I feel like the Sonic movies might have stained this by now. This is not this. I don't think this is the same Jim Carrey anymore. So, I probably won't check it out in theaters unless I get someone to convince me.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Now that we're moving even closer to development, things are moving fast. Eli, 24 Jump Street, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Any thoughts on these potential sequels?
Well, in the same vein, Corey, what you were talking about Jim Carrey not being the same, what about Jonah Hill? He's kind of gotten a bit
That's right.
odd. Not like I'm happy, like his physical transformation is great, but what I hear in interviews and stuff, he just
kind
seems
of moved on from Jonah Hill.
Yeah. So I think my interest is waiting for both these because they are both so late, and key factors in those projects are kind of on a weird trajectory, and from their like social media and just like personas. So I'm not very interested in either of these, but we'll see. I love, as we talk extensively, we love the Grinch.
Yeah, those are my pretty much all my stories. The last one I have, and we'll go through this quickly so we can get to our game, a live-action Magic School Bus movie starring Elizabeth Banks as Miss Frizzle is starting to gain momentum. I love the idea of this movie happening. Elizabeth Banks, though? I don't know about that. Phil, I think you felt a little differently, though. What were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, we're probably a little too late to the Magic School Bus movie, but, I like Elizabeth Banks. I immediately think of her as Effie Trinket from the Hunger Games films, and she is excellent in that really flamboyant role. So I also didn't mind her Rita Repulsa, so, like, adding more characters to her to her library, I'm down for it. So there could be much worse options or selections than Elizabeth Banks.
That's very true. Corey, was the Magic School Bus in your rotation, and would you be excited to see a live action?
So, I love the Magic School Bus growing up, and I have thought in I want to say within the last year, I've seen 2, maybe 3 Miss Frizzle cosplays, and it always like brightens my day that people even know that exists. Elizabeth Banks, I'm very interested because she plays very animated characters, like going from, you were talking about Hunger Games and then Rita Repulsa, and it's like, can she do Miss Frizzle? So I'm intrigued. I will definitely check that out. I think she's a great actress. I don't know if she'll be a great Frizzle, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's the big question. Also, it could be an argument, like, I would much rather, I think, see a updated animated, like, film versus a live action one.
Absolutely.
But Eli, where do you stand on all of this?
I'm all for it. I was a huge Magic School Bus fan, and I rediscovered it because in my babysitting, I've shown my kid the Magic School Bus, the old anime, and she loves it, so it still ties the test of time, and I love rewatching it. I'm not so much concerned about Elizabeth Banks. I'm more concerned about what the direction is from both the director and the studio, because if it's just like entertainment for entertainment's sake, I would be disappointed. I hope there's some educational quality in there, because that's what made the School Bus great. It were actually teaching lessons. I hope this doesn't just a commercial endeavor. I hope there is some. I hope the spirit of education is alive in the movie.
Only want them to adapt the episode where a salmon busts a nut on the school bus. That's the only adaptation I want.
I thought you were going to say the one where Arnold just dies when he lifts it up on his face.
Any of the ones where Miss Frizzle goes into one of the children without their consent. Just any of those episodes. You have a cold?
Real weird.
Here we go. We're on our way, Arnold.
Yeah, we have to do this rectally, I promise. There's no better way.
Oof.
Welcome back, Ant-Man goes up Thanos' ass. 2016.
Oh my god. Well, on that note, that is the Discord Roundup. We have officially covered everything we possibly could in the month of June. That means we finish up with a fun game, Phil, which means you take over and tell us what to do on our phones. And if you're watching this episode, you'll get a little bit of an extra incentive with some visuals for the game.
Yeah, so for everybody participating, let's get your mobile devices out as I share my screen. I did something a little different this month in that I made the questions maybe like a tad bit easier, because I would like to. We've had some months in a row, Eric, where someone has just run away with it. So I'd like to maybe change that up a little bit and see how it goes. We got Elia, and Coco. Who went with Coco?
Coco, me.
Is that your nickname that we didn't know about?
That is a name that people have called me.
Huh. I don't like it. And then we have a man.
Thank you.
Just want to make it clear.
A man?
A man!
A woman!
A woman! Oh, how dare you ruin
You need that Tom Cruise mummy sound effect.
How dare you ruin my video game? All right,
okay,
everybody, good to go. Everyone's familiar with Kahoot, right? Corey, you played it pretty recently. Eli, do you remember this from last year, how Kahoot works?
Yeah, we actually, when I was substitute teaching, we used Kahoot, so.
Perfect. That's usually the answer is I've used this at school. So.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, great. So these are pretty much all multiple choice. There is like a couple true and false, and then there's one of the questions where you have to put things in order as well. As I implemented last month, the question where you have to put things in order is worth double points now. So, and you also get more points the faster you answer, for those of you that are watching or listening that do not know. So one more reminder, if you are currently listening to this episode, it's a good time to head on over to YouTube and check out the visual aspect of this. So. All right, guys, let's get started here. 12 questions. Let's see who wins and takes home bragging rights for July 2026. Question number 1. We'll start off with a multiple choice in 3, 2, 1. First question, which fast food chain released a series of video games for the Xbox 360? Was it McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, or Taco Bell? Some classic games that they released. 3 of them, actually, on the 360.
Oh, no, I got it wrong.
You got it wrong.
Yeah, it was Burger King. It was a 50-50, and then you said 3. Yeah, you said 3, and I was like, oh no.
Sneaking, bumping buddies. Like, what was the third one? The third one, like I don't think we played that much.
I thought it was 3 Sneak King games.
No, Burger King. It was Big Bumpin', not Bumpin' Buddies. What the fuck? Pocket Bike Racer. Pocket Bike Racer. Pocket Bike Racer was actually not that bad. Sneaking was pretty funny. It was a little creepy, but
does anyone remember when Taco Bell released games on? I think it was floppy.
Was it?
It was like the end of floppy, maybe CDs. But Taco Bell released games. One of them was like yeah, they had to have been floppy disk.
Yeah,
they were terrible.
I remember Pepsi released one. All right, Elia, Coco, first and second place. Eric somehow got that wrong, even though I remember we played Pocket Bike Racing together.
Yeah, I know. I'm sad.
Eric doesn't remember that. He doesn't remember your friendship. He doesn't value it.
You got so mad about a woman being in a video game, you forgot.
This is the Burger King. There's a man in the game.
Exactly.
A man.
What did you guys think I was gonna do? Pick Wendy's?
Boy, all right, next question, another quiz. Finish this popular candy slogan. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, a Low Pop, a Ring Pop, or your mom? All right, good.
That was so fast.
You're not trying. What was this?
That was...
Good. We're all millennials here. Everybody should know the answer to that question. All right, everybody is on the board. Eli with a slight lead over Coco, and a man gets on the board as well. Great job.
A man is in last place.
A man is in last place.
Not for long if history has anything to say about it.
All right, next question. Which Jurassic movie is this? A photo will slowly appear on the screen. Is it Jurassic World, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, or Jurassic World Rebirth? Which Jurassic movie is this?
Oh no!
All right. It was Jurassic Park 3.
I thought it was Chris Pratt doing that.
Yeah, that's right.
Whoa!
Yep.
Yeah, I had to wait longer. Yeah.
That's
You
why
know,
I put it up there.
I know it's not because I know what the colors were from 3.
Yeah, those Jurassic Park
Like
3
that
raptors are the quilled.
specific color palette.
The quilled raptors are arguably the best raptors in the series. To be honest with you,
You didn't like Blue, which is just a
Blue's
rehashed
fine.
version of the original Raptors.
Blue's fine. Listen, she's a little action hero and we love her, but come on, quilled raptors for the win. 2 people got that right. Coco takes the lead.
Ooh.
And is on a hot streak. He got 3 in a row.
Ooh.
Maya moves to second, and Eric, there he goes. A man caught up right there. These things can change very, very quickly here.
Man
He's
caught up.
A man caught
A
up.
man on the bottom. He might be a top by the end of it.
Happy Pride Month, everybody. Next,
It's not done yet. It's not done.
Still time.
next question is another quiz. What is the first streaming series to win the Emmy for Outstanding Animated Program? Was it BoJack Horseman, Big Mouth, Castlevania, or Arcane League of Legends? Was the first streaming series to win the Emmy for Outstanding Animated Program? Yeah, it was League of Legends.
Oh.
Wow.
BoJack and Big Mouth
Damn.
were nominated, but Arcane was the first one to actually take home the win.
Wow.
So,
You know,
that was
in
a
last
guess.
months you were talking about like what is your comfort show, and I could not think of a comfort show until this, and it's like it is BoJack Horseman. I
need to
love
watch
that
BoJack.
show.
That's another one. Honestly, all of these are like
Yeah, that
things
might be
I-
a late to the party one day.
Yeah, these are all series that even Castlevania I've like circled as something that I want to watch.
I
one
think
day.
I've seen BoJack Horseman like 4 times all the way through.
Yeah. All right. Laya moves back into the lead
Ooh.
with 27:49. Let's get to the next question
A
here.
man is still a bottom.
Another quiz. What's the name of the pizza company featured in the Toy Story franchise?
Oh, this is gonna make me mad.
Pizza Planet, Cosmic Pizza, Galaxy Pizza, or Astro Pies?
Yeah, never mind.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Just
I
making
had,
sure.
I had that Ratatouille moment of seeing Pizza Planet and then just whoosh.
All right, Pizza Planet, of course, is the answer there. Everybody got that right, so no change in the scoreboard though. But as far as the first, second, and third, but everybody got that right. Proud
This
of
is
you.
a tight game.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. All right, now we have the puzzle. This is worth double points. Place these Halo games in release
God.
date order. The options are Halo Wars 2, Halo Reach, Halo Infinite, and Halo 3 ODST. Put them in release date order. Gave you guys 45 seconds for this. Remember, double points up for grabs here.
I'm gonna fucking scream.
Halo Wars 2,
I'm gonna.
Halo Reach,
Wait,
Halo
is this-
Infinite.
Is it descending? Like the first release is
Top,
at
yeah,
the
the top is first.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha,
put
gotcha.
the first one at the top. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, this one I
Got about
might
15
lose,
seconds.
and I will own it.
Those Halo games, man. There was like a 5 or 6 year span. We got one almost every year.
I fucking knew it. Oh my
got
god,
it right.
dude! I thought you were tricking me.
Oh,
Holy
yes.
shit!
Yes.
I haven't played any of these, but I know where
was-
Infinite belongs.
Yeah.
I put Reach and ODST in the wrong spots.
were
I
a
thought you
year
were
apart.
tricking
Eric,
me, man. God
No.
damn it.
I have
Smart.
never played any of these.
You got it right.
Crazy.
Just to iterate that.
Can I change my name? Can I change my name to maybe not a man?
Yeah, ODST and Reach were back to back, but ODST
Yeah.
didn't come out first. Yeah. So, all right, double points for Alaya and Coco. Look at that.
Crazy.
Ooh, neck and
This
neck
is-
still.
Oh my god.
48-40 for Coco, 4772 for Elia, and then a man 2746. All right.
Can we get some manly questions?
Oh, Halo's not manly.
not anymore. It's whoa.
Cortana? Why is she in my ear?
A woman!
A woman.
All right, true or false? According to lead character designer Ken Sugimori, Rhydon was the first Pokemon ever designed and conceptualized. True or false? Rhydon. That is true.
Yep.
That is
Wow.
true.
Okay, I thought it was like either Nidoran or Nidoking. So
This is one of those facts
Close.
that it's just like no matter how old I will be, I will always remember this. I don't know why. It's just
That's
implanted
wild.
in my brain.
Well, there you go. Two of you can also take this and use that going forward.
yeah, I'll remember this.
Remember on your deathbed.
Which Pokemon ever conceptualized?
Son,
What did he say?
It's gonna be my epitaph.
on your tombstone.
All right, Elia moves into first place. Next question. Which of these iconic horror characters has not appeared in
no.
Dead by Daylight?
Oh, this
Michael
is bad.
Myers, Nemesis, Pinhead, or Pennywise? Who has not yet appeared
Oh, damn.
in Dead by Daylight?
I've
The answer
never
may
played-
surprise you at 6.
I've never played Dead by Daylight.
Fuck, dude. I didn't feel good about this.
Surprising answer. Surprising answer. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
God
We
damn
all
it,
chose.
dude.
Okay.
everybody picked something different.
I couldn't remember if Nemesis was in there. I know
Yeah.
Pinhead's in there and Michael Myers.
Yeah, I
Yep.
picked Pinhead and immediately saw Pennywise and was like, I'm pretty sure I've never seen that clown.
Yeah, it is
Image.
Pennywise. It is Pennywise. So, all right, Eli on a hot streak, 5 in a row. That's crazy.
A man
Pulling
hasn't
away.
moved anywhere in a while.
I have not moved.
If nobody's got me, I know Rhydon's got me.
There you go. Shout out to Rhydon. All right, here we go. Next question. What's the name of this?
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
Is it Sir Richfield, Cloud, Sebastian, or Wool Eyes?
I wanted to say that.
Wonder who got it wrong. Does that look like a Wool Eyes to you, Corey?
Well, I figured because he had like the white there that maybe they would call him Wool Eyes. I was thinking
He
of it
is.
logically. He looks like a Sebastian.
He is the established gentleman named Sebastian. He is a hero. You'll hear all about it on our Sheep Detectives podcast coming soon.
It's just
Shout out
the
to
Super
Sebastian.
Bracket Bros.
hey, write that down. Write that down.
Write it down. Oh shit, A24 just stole that idea.
Damn it, Google.
All right, fantastic. All right, the answer is Sebastian. We see some movement from a man, but still in last place. Elia is on a 6-answer streak. Crazy.
Woo, let's
As
go.
we get down to the final stretch here, last few questions. Next one is just a simple true or false. Andy Bernard from The Office attended Harvard University.
I
True or
don't
false?
know this. Oh, based on this
I
picture,
don't
I said
remember.
true.
Okay.
It's false. He went to Cornell, which he loved to tell everybody.
That checks out.
He loved to mention to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Man is on the move. He is coming for second place, at least. We'll see.
Breaking news.
what
I
Man
would
on
say
the-
I think this finally puts him as a power bottom.
There you go. There you go. See some movement there. All right. Last couple of questions here. Another quiz. Which GTA protagonist is silent throughout their entire game? Tommy Vercetti, Nico Bellic, Cloud, or Franklin Clinton?
Who is-
doesn't say a damn thing in their GTA game?
This is Cloud. Cloud?
Claude.
Cloud. Yeah, Claude. Sorry. Claude.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but what game
Is-
is he from?
GTA 3.
Okay.
That's his name. Yep. Who put Tommy Vercetti? Oh, was that Eli?
Yeah, I didn't. What was Tommy?
Yeah,
is
Tommy
he-
Vercetti is
City?
Vice City.
Vice
He
City.
Okay,
definitely
yeah,
Yeah.
speaks.
Cloud couldn't get 2 names, huh?
No.
That should have been the
Just
giveaway.
Claude. Yep. All right. Let's see.
Oh,
okay.
they're coming. Oh Lord, they're coming.
Oh
Eric's on a
Lord,
streak.
we are coming.
On double.
Only one question left. I don't think it's double points. We'll see if anybody can catch up.
A man has a streak. 3 correct answers.
Can Coco hold off a man and finally bring the age-old question: man or bear in the woods? And Coco violently fends off a man here in this game of Kahoot. Let's see. Last question here. What video game is this?
Oh,
a picture
jeez.
will slowly appear on the screen. What game is this? Is it Skyrim? Is it Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Is it Elden Ring? Or is it Dragon Age Inquisition? Which?
Oh,
game?
not what I wanted. Damn it. Fuck.
Uh-oh.
I knew it was. I clicked the wrong one.
Let's go.
Corey!
Let's go.
I know it's Elder Scrolls. I just saw the E and hit the E one.
Oh, no.
It was Skyrim. Let's go to the
Bummer.
podium. In third place is Coco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second place, a man.
A man.
With sloppy
And in
seconds.
first place, congratulations, Elia. Man, what on 2 separate hot streaks, I'm pretty sure, which is, I don't think we've ever seen that in this.
Hey,
So,
yeah. Let's go.
I just want to point out, once we said, man, this is a close game, Eli totally ran away with it after
Yes.
we pointed that out. So,
That was a jinx.
Yep, definitely jinxed it there. But folks, thank you so much for playing. Eric, once for the second month in a row, I left out your favorite question. Will that continue? Will I just spring Fast and the Furious on you 1 month? We'll see.
I am happy,
what
but
happens,
I am
but-
now scared.
But there you go. Guys, this was so much fun. It was so great to hang out and see the both of you. Eli will see you for karaoke tomorrow night, so very excited.
Buying
for
my
that.
flight ticket right now.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, gentlemen, please, Eli, I know, of course, Super Bracket Bros a little bit on a hiatus right now, but there's still a ton of content that you guys have out there. If you want to let the audience know where they can find any episodes of Super Bracket Bros or any other public service announcement you want to make tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Like Phil said, Super Bracket Bros is currently on a hiatus, but we have a whole backlog that you can get into. It's Super Bracket Bros on all your podcatchers, Spotify, all that good stuff. Numerous guest appearances from Eric and Phil and all of our cohort. So if you want to hear more of them, you can check out our episodes. Just think of, if you can go through the episode list, find any characters you think are interesting and give that a listen. We talk about a lot of them. So if you like fictional fights, Super Bracket, or if you like Super Smash Bros in audio form, I think we did a pretty good job of that. So.
Yeah, 100%. And also keep an eye out for the co-hosts podcast and the Sheep Detectives podcast. So all of those things are in the works.
Yes, the Sidekicks records weekly.
Yeah, and episodes release eventually. Corey, maybe. Corey, what about you? What you got going on as we head into Bold Mat Weekend?
All right, so I have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but I have one episode that is like basically almost done. I just have stuff to do before I can actually put a button on it. But yeah, if you want to listen, I did cover Monarch Season 2 with a buddy of mine, Zach, and then a buddy of his, Bob. And yeah, I still guest on a lot of episodes. I am the sidekick, so I do get passed around. Yeah, so The World is My Burrito, anywhere you listen to podcasts, Twimby Podcast on social media. Yeah, and then you can find me at multiple conventions around Florida doing my photo thing. So basically, anywhere you see Phil and Eric, you will probably see me.
Yeah, and we will be passing him around, as you guys heard here.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see here in the next coming months, weeks and months here, Corey. We have a. I didn't even finish Monarch, so I guess I gotta work my way through that because I've been too busy watching Widow's Bay, which you should also do on Apple TV.
On Apple TV.
But yeah, of course, for those of you that may not know, if you're wondering kind of where our episodes have been, Eric and I have been taking it easy this summer because we've had so much to do. There is a ton of content, though, over on social media as we've been dropping the interviews that we have done from Collective Con. Eric, of course, has been streaming a ton. With the last few weeks, celebrated his 1-year affiliate anniversary, which was awesome. I have been working very hard in the voice acting space, so make sure you keep up with that. Amongst Gods and Men, episode 1 is available on all podcast streaming platforms, and episode 2 will be coming out in July. Some other projects that are going to be announced here very, very soon as well. But of course, you can catch the podcast anywhere you are listening to your shows, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Make sure to leave those 5-star reviews. Follow us on social media, Instagram, join Instagram and TikTok, join our growing Discord community. And we are still streaming on Twitch every other week as well from the podcast site. But if you find yourself wanting some additional content, even though it seems a little bit light right now, we also have a giant library for you to go through, and we'll be adding some additional episodes from July into the end of the year. So, Eric, let them know how they can support the show a little bit more before wrapping us up.
Yeah, with convention season in tow, you guys have probably already been seeing us on socials. If you're following us, seeing a lot of interviews with the guests from these conventions. We're going to have a lot more content like that springing here past June. So if you want to get stuff like that, or episodes like this a little bit early, see some behind the scenes stuff before and after the show, you can do that by joining our Patreon, where patrons of the show, Briar, T3 Kato, Vintage, Corey, who's here right now from The World Is My Burrito, Nick Casbaro, the author of the Vidalarium series, and Botter from the Shortbox podcast, joining them in supporting us in exchange for all of those exclusives. But if you could do all the free stuff that Phil mentioned, that goes a long way, especially now as we're continuing to make changes to the podcast, which has been going on for a long time, and these changes will prolong that even further. So we appreciate the support, but we have reached the end of this episode. My name is Mr. Eric Almighty. That is my co-host, Phil the Filipino, and our guests, Corey and Eli. And if you like this episode, we'll see you on the next one. All you have to do is wait for it.
This is the Wait For It podcast.